Khokanda sir, are you here? Khokanda sir? Let me start this program. A very good evening to all of you, respected Chairperson sir, Dr. Anil Sekia sir, Chairperson of this organizing committee, respected Chief guest of this session, Professor Ramesh Chandra Barbatra Gohai sir, former Advocate General, Government of Assam. Another guest of honor of this session, Professor R.K. Satpathy sir, former Director of ICSSR NERC Shillong, retired professor in the Department of Political Science, NEHU. Professor P.K. Nath sir, Principal R.G. Barua College. Professor K.C. Das sir, Associate Professor in the Department of Political Science, Assam University, Difu campus. Dear organizing committee members and learned participants, all are welcome to this valedictory session. So firstly, may I request our member of this organizing committee, Josna Hazarika Madam, to present reporter's report. Over to Josna Hazarika ma'am.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Dipen Das, Secretary, Center for Ethnic Studies and Research, and as well as Secretary for our workshop, which was being conducted since this 1 week. So a very good afternoon to all of you. I want to take the opportunity of this very platform to give on the reports which is being organized, the 7-day workshop on the title, Governance and Development Scenario in Northeast India, Sustainability and Economic Issues. So the reports from day 1 to the end of the session, technical, session of 17th, I'm just going to highlight a few of the observations which we have been collected from our respected esteemed participants. I extend my heartiest thanks to the respected participants. They have contributed their hours while preparing the reports as well as attending and participating in the workshop. So the inaugural session, the 7 days workshop title, Governance and Development Scenario in Northeast India. The inaugural session was being inaugurated, the reports on the inaugural session of the 7-day workshop, the title was Governance and the Development Scenario in Northeast India, Sustainability and Ethnic Issues. At the very outset, Secretary Dr. Dipen Das of Center for Ethnic Studies and Research, on behalf of the organizing committee, initiated the program, delivering the objectives of the week-long interdisciplinary national workshop sponsored by ICSSR NERC Shillong. And it was being followed by the welcome address delivered by Anil Sekia sir, the chairperson of the organizing committee, and briefing his speech highlighted on the governance and the development. And the next agenda was followed by the inaugural speech delivered by Professor Arup Jyoti Chaudhary sir, Honorable Register, Krishna Kanta Khondikoy, State Open University, he emphasizing on governance and development. And the next agenda was followed by the keynote address delivered by Professor Bhagirathi Panda, Professor in Economics, Honorary Director, ICSSR, NERC Shillong, and followed by valuable speech delivered by invited guests as guest of honor, Dr. Pranjit Kumar Nath, Principal R.G. Borua College, Guwahati, and invited guest Dr. Utpal Sharma, Principal Golaghat College, graced the occasion extending its collaboration with the organization. With this, Professor Jyotsna Hajarika of TSB Devi Charan Barua Girls College, an advisor of Center for Ethnic Studies and Research, extended vote of thanks, concluding the inaugural session. In continuance to the week-long workshop, the first technical session began positively from 12 noon, the day one, which was dated 22nd 6 2023, The topic was global governance and resource person, Dr. Jajati Patnaik sir, moderator, Jyotsna Hajarika. Dr. Patnaik elaborated his topic comprehensively on the perspective of global governance. Dr. Patnaik delivered his speech explaining about the global supply chain, global terrorism, global peace, counter-terrorism, cyber-terrorism, as well. Vehemently, he talked about cyber sovereignty as well, role of UNO, global conflict, action, and on even he delivered his lecture on green governance. Technical session 2, topic was governance, good governance, and Bharat Nirman. Speaker was Dr. Jayanta Krishna Sharma, Professor, Department of Political Science, Guwahati University, and moderator, Mr. Bhaskar Kakoti, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Golaghat Commerce College. And Mr. Bhaskar Kakoti is also the joint coordinator of the organizing committee. Professor Dr. Jayanta Krishna Sharma, sir, delivered his lecture, emphasizing on governance and their role in nation building. Professor Sharma highlighted on North NEP 2020 and its needs of the hour, significance of Bharat Nirman, its vision for building India a self-sufficient nation was vehemently highlighted by Professor Sharma in his deliberation. Technical session 3rd, resource person Professor Gautam Chakma, Tripura University, and Dr. Chakma delivered his lecture on gender, governance, and development, the case of the tribal woman in Tripura. Professor Chakma delivered his lecture covering comprehensively the area covering related to conditions of women among the Chakma community and also the socio-economic implications of 6th schedule governance and the role and scope of customary laws was highlighted in his deliberation. Technical session 4, resource person Dr. A.K. Mishra sir, Professor, Department of Political Science, SLO, Director of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Arunachal Pradesh. And his topic was governance, democracy, and development in Northeastern perspective. Professor Mishra highlighted on governance and development to be two facts of one coin. It's interesting. Development revolved around human well-being and sustainable growth. He further explained regarding governance and the administrative must be people-centric and people-friendly. He further focused on the importance of the role played by non-governmental organizations, civil society, media, etc. Professor Mishra also delivered his analysis related to participatory and inclusiveness governance. He further stressed that though development is essential, but not at the cost of environment. Professor Mishra further applauded how new policies are shaping and pursuing the era of people-centric development out of democratic governance, despite different challenges at all quarters. Technical session 5, date 2, 23rd June. Topic is Governance of universal health covers opportunities for health system, strengthening and research, and our honorable resource person, Professor Manoj Kar, School of Governance and Public Affairs, St. Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar. And moderator was Daisy Rani Talukdar, research scholar, Krishnakanta Khandikoi, State Open University. Professor Kar delivered his lecture of various issues related to his deliberations of his topic. He presented the Sustainable Development Goals Report 2023 as well, summing that in the post-COVID era, humanity is at stake with uncertainty triggered by poverty, hunger, inequality, diseases, conflict, and disasters. Professor Carr also talked on the conceptual framework of health system strengthening. He also highlighted on health system approach as per WHO framework and must be people-centric. Further, in the consequent presentation, he focused on the continuing journey of NRHM and its strategies. Technical session 6, the topic was local governance, and honorable speaker, Professor Atul Chandra Talukdar, Dean, USTM Meghalaya, and moderator was Rituraj Bora, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Women College, Tinsukia. Professor Atul Chandra Talukdar vehemently, he delivered his lecture on local governance, emphasizing its importance. He further highlighted on Mahatma Gandhi's concept of decentralization of power. Various committees of Panchayati Raj institutions were being cited by Professor Bora. Issues related to PRI and problems faced by it was overviewed. Professor Bora also analyzed on the 6th schedule of Indian Constitution. He further discussed about success and failure of the urban local bodies. And he concluded analyzing the concept of people's participation at local governance and its importance. Technical session 7, 24th June. And the topic was challenges of governance in the federal polity. Speaker, Professor Asmir Beg, Aligarh Muslim University, and moderator was Bhavna Singh, research scholar, Patna University. Professor Asmir Beg delivered his lecture on numerous aspects and meanings of federalism in India. He gave a brief explanation on how political parties are coming to power before and becomes corrupt. Professor Asmir Beg vocally talked about the challenges of regionalism and how affinity towards one's region or religion acts as a virus in the society for creating regional identity. Professor Bag also talked about the pseudopodia political agendas of the political parties. He also highlighted the factors required for the challenges to the governance in the federal polity. Technical session 8. The topic is governance in Manipur. Speaker, Dr. Chiam Bharat Singh, Associate Professor, Center for Social Inclusions and Policy Studies, Manipur University. Dr. Chiam Bharat Singh deliberations was intended to develop a rational understanding on good governance, specifically with reference to resolving the present issues and conflict in the state of Manipur. Dr. Thiam Bharat Singh explained the present situation of Manipur state and the role of good governance to address the years of unrest results due to disturbance and agitations of public. And moderator was Dr. Shraddhanjali Pradhan. Technical session 9, 25th June. Topic was media and governance. Speaker, Professor Gautam Chakma, Tripura Central University. Moderator was Pratibha Singh, research scholar, Department of History, Patna University. Professor Chakma emphasized on the fact that the relationship between media and governance is multifaceted. A free, independent, responsible media is essential for the well-functioning democracy. Professor Chakma highlighted on media freedom. He stated that media and governance are all interconnected and mutually influential. The presentation provided valuable insights and a rational understanding of this topic. Concluding in his lecture, Professor Chakma says that a vibrant and independent media is vital for good. Technical session 10, 25th June. The topic was governance and sustainable development goals. Speaker was Dr. Arupjyoti Kalita, moderator Dr. Diganta Kumar Das, assistant professor, Jain College, Boku, Assam. Dr. Arupjyoti Kalita sir emphasized upon the realization of sustainable development goals through different missions and awareness program at various levels. Dr. Kalita deliberated his speech on Panchayati Raj, the grassroots component of Indian democracy. He delivered his lecture emphasizing that a tremendous change facilitating rural society in terms of health, sanitation, education, housing, and so on. Professor Kalita concluded the session with a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people should enjoy peace and prosperity. Technical session 11, 26 June. The topic was financial government. Resource person, Professor Prashanta Sharma. Moderator, Dr. Swapnali Datta, Assistant Professor, Ajja Vidyapith College. Professor Sharma delivered his speech defining the importance of financial governance. Professor Sharma gave emphasis on the importance of the governance in government. He explained about financial audit, its kinds, and about corporate governance. Professor Sharma relates to his topic explained about the accountability, fairness, transparency, and its independence and the budgetary process, which was being highlighted in his lecture. Technical session 12. The topic was environmentalism and governance. Speaker, Dr. Our Honorable O.M. Prakash, Faculty of Law, University of Jodhpur. Professor O.M. Prakash delivered his speech on environmentalism and its close association with the governance with respect to policy making and what the environmentally viable options are available. So Professor Om Prakash, in his speech, he was closely attached with the environment and its government, which is associated with our topic. Technical session 13, dated 26 June. Speaker was Ramesh Chandra Barpatra Gohai sir, former Advocate General, Government of Assam. And moderator was Bhavna Singh from Patna University, a research scholar. Professor Barpatra Gohai sir talked about two basic concepts of governance. He also highlighted on different tiers of government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Further, Professor Gohai gave a brief account on the characteristics of good government. Technical session 14, 27th June. The topic was development and gender debate. Speaker, Dr. Suryasikha Pathak, Associate Professor, Tribal Studies Center, Assam University, Diffu Campus. Dr. Pathak talked about various aspects of gender socialization and takes different forms in terms of sexual harassment at workplace. Dr. Pathak emphasized that globally, more than 60% of women do not have access to their own money. In terms of politics, women are restricted from taking higher political portfolios and so on and so forth. And so on and so forth. all it was related to sexual harassment at workplace. Professor Dr. Suryashikha Pathak has vehemently explained to her topic, which was assigned to her in a very repeated manner. Technical session 15, 27th June. The topic was governance and leadership in tribal area of Northeast India. Speaker was Jongham Dongal Sir from Mizoram University, and moderator was Maria Rashmi Eka, research scholar, NBU, North Bengal University. Professor Dogal delivered his speech on government responsibilities towards the tribal belt areas. Professor Dogal elaborated on and about the tribal groups of Northeast India having their own traditions and culture. He further emphasized on the fact that when the British came in contact with the hill tribes, the missionaries also followed. He highlighted on the point about how governance and leadership has changed about after independence. Panchayati Raj system and its functionings were highlighted, which must be convenient and approachable to the tribals of Northeast India. Technical session 16th, 27th June, and the topic was governance and development, some theoretical issues. Speaker, Honorable Dr. Rubud Badgiri Sir, Guwahati University. Moderator, Rupjyoti Das, MDKG College, Dibrugarh. Professor Badgiri delivered his speech on the role and changing nature of the state from a minimal state to the welfare state, encompassing every aspect of its citizens, leading to the utmost well-being of all. Professor Padgari even highlighted issues on states' interventions on people's lives, as earlier the role and duty of the state was primarily being engaged in the tax collection and maintenance of law and order. Finally, we have come to the last technical session 16, as well as technical session 17. Technical session 16, resource person, Professor R.K. Satyapati sir, and the topic which he delivered was governance and human development. Moderator was Kunjalata Brahma Batori. Professor Satyapati sir delivered his lecture on the topic governance and human development. He highlighted on the various aspects of the state and its different perspectives moved to welfare state. Professor Satyapati responded on how market policies, politics, and welfare mode of state system have altered the ways in which the structure worked. And the last session, I'm really a bit sorry to let all my esteemed participants to let you people know that just a few minutes back, I could receive some of the information. So at present, I'm very, very sorry to say that I am unable to read. If time permits me, so I can just convey my reports on technical session, but if it is not allowed, so I may conclude my report winding up at technical session 16. May I let our secretary, Dr. Dipendas, know about it? Over to Dr. Dipendas.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your this wonderful presentation. You have presented in a very systematic way. And sorry to say, you have missed one new the moderator who has moderated the session 4. Yeah, Bar Yakar. She has moderated the session technical session 4, which was yeah, because she had the Professor A.K. Misro. Okay, you may add this later. So once again, thank you, ma'am. Thank you on behalf of the organizing committee. You have presented this session. Now, may I request our esteemed participants to share their feedback, experiences, throughout this workshop, at least one participant from each state. Thank you. May I request now Kunjota Brahma Pathari Madam, who is an assistant professor of LCB College Guwahati, to share her experiences for this workshop.
A very warm good afternoon. I believe I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Respected chief guests for this session today, Professor Borpatro Gohai, Sir Professor Satpathy, the organizing committee, Center for Ethnic Studies and Research, Jyotsna Hazarika Madam, Golaghat Commerce College, in collaboration, I believe, with KKH. A very warm welcome to all my esteemed colleagues across the spectrum from different institutions and colleges and universities across the country. It gives me immense pleasure to basically just speak something about what this 7-day workshop brought forward.
Yeah.
I was one of the earliest participant to register for this workshop. And after I registered, believe me, after 2 or 3 days, I called up Dr. Das and I told him, sir, I'm the only one. Will the workshop happen? Because the WhatsApp group that was open, it was only Dr. Das and 2 more from the organizing committee and myself. He said, madam, don't worry. Even if we have just 10 people, it is going to happen. We were looking forward to an offline mode because, you know, the pandemic had brought in so much of an online mode. It was really getting a little too much. But then somehow things better said, better unsaid, things worked out. And no matter what, even if it was on the online mode, this has been a very, very, to put it forth, a very, very enriching and an insightful workshop. Because I have attended quite a number of workshops. I have also organized 2 workshops in the college where I'm teaching. This particular workshop on a very, very relevant topic of what the structure that we are living in, that is what we term as governance, is something that we just read. We do not have a full-fledged, or maybe I have not come across, wherein, you know, the different aspects of governance was actually delved in, or, you know, talked about or deliberated at a very, very great length. It was very, very interesting. Nothing that I was, you know, wanting to ask, but I mean, I made it a point to be equally participative in all the sessions that were held. Kudos to the organizing team, the entire team, and to get in all the very, very, erudite educationist on this platform to speak on governance is not a very easy task. There is a particular thing, if you don't mind, I would like to highlight. I think we could have had a session on corporate governance. Yes, corporate governance, which the Northeastern Council as of now is trying to highlight and work on. You know, the governance at the corporate level in the Northeastern region is specifically being focused through the Northeastern Council. Secondly, there is a lot of, I believe, since I myself belong to the tribal areas, there is a lot of misunderstanding and misjudgment regarding the 6th schedule area. I will not say that we did not have sessions on 6th schedule. We definitely had, but you know, the correct modulation of 6th schedule governance with respect to the customary laws. It is only in the 6th schedule that you will find a specific provision as per the constitutional statute that is known as customary laws exist. So if that can be arranged, I mean, this is just a suggestion, sir. And thirdly, we didn't have anything from Sikkim, our 8th sister from the Northeast. So this was just my observation, but overall it was wonderful. The only drawback I felt was that as like all offline programs, we get to meet and interact with our fellow participants. This was one platform where we could not do it. But keeping this spirit and this positivity in mind, looking forward to many more such deliberations and many more discourses. The technical handling was A1, I would say. It was superb. Everything started on time. For us, for people who had to come to colleges, it was a little difficult. many a times, because the college where I work is just next to Kamakhya temple. So, I mean, those who are aware of what the situation is during Ambubasi, there was a time when I was actually moderating when while the traffic jam was on. Keeping everything in mind, probably the input and probably the overall design of the course was something that hooked us to the workshop. So congratulations to the organizers, congratulations to all my fellow colleagues across this spectrum for a successful completion of a 7-day program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your encouraging words and also suggestions given by you for our future references. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am. Next, Bar Yakar from Arunachal Pradesh. Bar Yakar from Arunachal Pradesh.
Hello, sir. Am I audible and I'm visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Bar Yakar, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Deranathung Government College, Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. I have all the praise here. First of all, I extend my sincere gratitude to the organizers, especially Dr. Dipen Das sir and Sir Jogesh, and to the entire team of this week-long ICSSR NERC sponsored national workshop on the teen governance and development scenario in Northeast India, sustainability and ethnic issues since 22nd June of this month. We are extremely thankful to get such platform. In the course of 7 days, we were introduced with relevant topics and became a part of highly informative and intellectual discussions. The organizers managed for us respected personalities drawn from many fields of academics and administration for enriching us with great diversified experience and their knowledge, for which we are truly indebted. The best thing I find about such platform is we get opportunity to meet and learn from different erudite professors who are doing excellent in their field without even moving a leg from our home and native place. Thank you so much. The organizers are very positive and cooperative. All the sessions and their management of information through use of ICT tools have been remarkable. They made our 7-day venture stress-free and full of learning. Hoping we'll get our certificates also hassle-free. Also, I appeal the team, if they organize such effective programs in future, we will want to participate again. And if possible, we all remain a bridge for the cause of issues and studies of Northeast India. And to all the participants, I found you all sincere, and your interactions and questions to the speakers further helped me personally to learn a lot of new perspectives. With this, again, I extend our many congratulations to the organizers for successful conduct of this national workshop. And thank you once again, all of you.
Thank you, Bar Yakar, madam, for these inspiring words. Next, I'd like to request Farzia Ismail Soliha from Assam.
Okay, good afternoon, the entire organizers and participants. Well, now today we come to the end of this workshop. But I must say, this workshops, this very entire week, we were completely engaged into this workshop, and the entire sessions that took place, the very topics that were discussed, they were very relevant, very comprehensively discussed. And I think we talk about governance, we talk about e-governance, but how it is related to Northeast is a very new perspective that is being actually put up in this workshop. And I would also like to suggest that if along with the governance in Northeast, if we can also in the near future also include governance in regard to, or if not the geopolitics also, the area in regard to geopolitics of Northeast and other Southeast Asian nations, or even the other West Asian nations, I think that would again bring us into a more vibrant discussions on whatever geopolitics is going on in regard to, focused on South Asia or other Southeast Asian nations. And Thirdly, say the participants who have participated in the presentations, the resource persons, the interactions that took place, as the previous speakers have said, they are really fruitful to us, very comprehensive and interesting, of course. And we have also the questions that were asked and discussions that took place have also given us a new outlook, helped us to again further look into new areas of research. So I think workshops like this, as Kunjita Baidu have also mentioned, not only should be confined to online mode, it should also be done through offline modes also. And with this, I'd like to thank the entire team of this workshop, especially Dipen sir, Jogesh sir, and ma'am, Jusna ma'am, for making us a part of this workshop. And thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your encouraging words and suggestions. We'll take note of this for future references. Once again, thank you. Next, Bhavna Singh from Patna University.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bhavna Singh, a research scholar from Patna University, Department of History. So I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the members of Center for Ethnic Studies and Research and the faculties of Krishnakanta Handiki State Open University and Golaghat Commerce College for organizing such an interactive and informative workshop, week-long workshop for us, especially in online mode, so that students from different parts of India like us could be a part of it. And over a few last days, we have learned a lot about different aspects of governance, the challenges faced by it, and also the measures to tackle such challenges. So altogether, there were 18 sessions which was headed by different scholarly speakers. They were very intellectual with high level of wisdom. I thank each one of the speakers who have given their valuable time to us and enlightened us on various aspects of governance, especially in the northeastern region. Last but not the least, I would also like to thank Dr. Deepan Das sir and Dr. Jogesh Das sir for continuously updating us with the time schedule very punctually and attentively and conducting all the sessions with sheer perfection. This was indeed the most interactive workshop I've ever come across, where we, the students, also got enough ample of chances to to put on our questions with the speakers, and also we've got opportunity for group discussions. So this was one of the most interactive session I've ever come across, this workshop. And thank you all the participants for cooperating and coordinating so well in the workshop and making it a great success. So at the end, I would like to end my words with the words of wisdom that when you leave here today, celebrate what you have accomplished, but look forward with an eye towards how you too can be the inspiration for others. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bhavna Singh, madam, for your encouraging words. Hope to meet you all in the near future. Thanks once again. Next, Maria Rasmi Yaka from University of North Bengal.
A very good afternoon to one and all. I would like to start with few lines by Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. First and foremost, I would like to thank the organizers for this week-long workshop and involving us into it. And I personally found the workshop very informative and insightful. It added some very positive momentum to what I try to accomplish, as Northeast India is a part of my study field. A very well organized and a great opportunity for discussion, learned a great deal from the speakers and inspired to learn more. A very excellent group of speakers for enlightening us with their bundle of knowledge, beautifully executed workshop to bring together people of various dimensions under one roof. A very well structured and very understandable workshop. Would surely love to be a part of such workshop in the coming future. Apart from some of the technical issues when we were online, some of them got disconnected, some could not connect. Apart from that, I guess the workshop was very well balanced. To sum up, what for me was a great experience attending this workshop, and it was very beneficial and worthwhile. Thanking you for letting me share my experience and thought. And if in the near future we could, if the organizers could arrange such a workshop on offline mode, it would be of means to meet people. Seeing them online and meeting them offline is two different things. I guess my fellow participants will agree to it. And a very thank you to Dipen sir and Jogesh sir for being so punctual in telling us the time and asking us to join. And it was a great experience. Thank you so much, all.
Thank you, Maria Rasmi Eka Madam, for your encouraging words. Once again, thank you. Now, we'll move to the next agenda. Now, may I request Professor R.K. Satpathy sir, former director of ICSI INSS Shillong, who was also working as a professor in the Department of Political Science, NEHU Shillong, to deliver his speech as a chief guest of this session. Over to Satpathy sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I was keenly listening to all the observations of the participants. It seems there was a great sense of satisfaction on the part of the participants to take part in this thing. And of course, again, I came to know that they are more keen to have it in offline mode. Because of course, even as we teachers also, we find more interesting when we meet students or any participant face to face. So, but anyway, there are a lot of constraints also, starting from fund constraint, then logistics. There are different reasons, of course, for not having this offline mode very often. But at the same time, this type of organizing workshops, invariably, it gives a sense of, you can say that that a pleasure rather to interact with the participants, young participants, and those who have the apt for learning at least new things or new developments on various subjects. So having said that, the topic that was chosen by the organizers, that governance and development, especially from sustainability point of view and from ethnicity point of view, it was very useful, especially in the context of Northeast India. If we think about sustainability, yes, so that is, as I told also in my lecture, I was telling you, there is made rush for exploiting the nature without thinking about our posterity, without thinking about our future generations, how they will survive on this earth. And yes, we all need no doubt development, but the made competition among these countries, especially the developed countries, to have quick development at the cost of the future generations, that is a cause for concern for all of us. And second thing, now the nature of governance has changed to such an extent. If you think about that governance, especially the present mode of governance, it has become now digitalized. So everything it is in, not previously they were calling about e-governance, but now they are telling about that digital governance. Everything has to be in digital mode. And as a result of that, human beings, they are known by their symbols and numbers only. People, so each and every individual, they will be assigned some number or symbol, and that is how people, they will know each other. And at the same time, the method of governance also is becoming more and more mechanical. And of course, people may call me as old timer or maybe that I'm still want to have this traditional mode or anything that I don't mind. But the thing is that we human beings, we have our own worth. Each and every individual has its own worth. How at least we can be so mechanical, and how our identity will be known only by our, you can say that by our only the thing that we are known for. Just one example I can give you. I'm greatly shocked by this thing when, like our IPL auctions. So when this auction takes place, and when each and every player is virtually auctioned for lakhs of rupees or crores of rupees, I feel so sad. I feel that we human beings, how can we reduce to some amount of money? Is it my worth? Supposing any player, apart from his contribution as a player, he is a human being. He has some other worths also. So how you can just simply auction a person in terms of money only? So this is the part which actually we need to have thorough introspection. That is one part. Second part that, or second aspect that I want to say you. Yes, things are becoming simpler. They are becoming more easier now. Science and technology has made all these things, but at what cost? We as human beings, we are losing human relationship. In the whole process, we are having human relationship. As of course, some people, they were telling about that offline mode in having this workshop. I also agree to this, because when you interact a person and when you talk in that online mode, so this makes a lot of difference. This is one part. And second part is because when I was teacher, in fact, when I was teaching in the class, I prepared all these PowerPoint presentation I had made. All PowerPoint presentations I made, and for 4 years, I think I followed that PowerPoint mode I was teaching. Then later on, I realized that this PowerPoint mode, it doesn't allow me to have some new thinking, some different type of thinking. Because when you go to class after preparation, or when you just address a seminar there, you can say that after preparing, so you think all those things and speak, because that is how we are born with, because we are born with a mind, and that mind is so powerful. It gives you instant thinking and a different thinking, some new thinking, and this is what we need. And governance, if supposing will not take these things into human values into consideration, or human mind into consideration, I think we are going to lose. And especially, I will give you an, whenever you, I used to go to vegetable market or something. So when I ask, supposing 5 items I purchase, I tell them, okay, you tell me how much I have to pay. Then immediately he'll take out his mobile. Previously, calculator was there. Now he takes out the mobile, then put some simple calculation, 5 plus 3 plus 8 plus 10. So this much also we depend upon the machine, and we virtually depend upon that some of the tools. And we are endowed with a great mind. And this mind is so powerful, it can create and recreate anything impossible even it can create. So how can we depend upon these tools, which is again the creation of human mind? So that's why, yes, I don't say that I'm not against any tools or any machines or tools or modern gadgets, but I will tell you only, I'll advise only one thing: let it not be our masters. let us use it as our servant. It is the tool to help me, but I will not be dependent upon this, or this will not actually control my activities. For everything, these tools or these machines, that itself will doom especially the human mind. That is one thing. And last but not the least, I will say that, of course, I know Deepan for a long time, and he's a great, you can say, organizer, of course, and his capability to organize various events. I have attended, of course, even physically also I had attended some of the programs that he had made, and I was so happy how meticulously he organizes all these things. And he is good, of course, having individual contacts also. That is a positive side with him. So I think this type of activities, it should continue apart from our routine college or university work. We need to have opportunity to share our ideas, to share our views, to interact with the people, and to interact on various aspects, so that this will enrich our horizon of knowledge. That is what I can say, and I wish all success, particularly participants. Thanks for attending this type of workshops, and congratulations for having patience rather to for all these 7 days to attend and to listen to various speakers. And I wish all the best for such endeavors in future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Sapkoti, sir, for your wonderful presentations and encouraging words which enlighten us to do something more in near future also. Once again, thank you, Professor Sapkoti, sir. Now, may I request Dr. P.K. Nath, sir, Principal of R.G. Borua College, who has helped us by externally evaluating the entire program to find out the best participant of this workshop. Now, may I request Professor P.K. Nath, sir, to deliver his speech.
Good afternoon, all the participants, and resource person participated in this particular week-long ICSSR NERC sponsored 1 week interdisciplinary national workshop on governance and development scenario in Northeast India, sustainability and ethnic issues, Center for Ethnic Studies and Research, in collaboration with Krishnakanta Handiko State Open University and in association with Golaghat Commerce College. Altogether, this workshop covered total 18 technical sessions, and after going through the threadbare discussion regarding different issues taking place on ethnic issues as well as governance and development, we witnessed different serious issues, keeping in view the issues related even to this National Education Policy 2020. I am very much delighted with this sort of discussion, and most thrust area regarding this development was governance with respect to different issues, corporate governance, social governance, administration, and it takes into consideration all the issues that governance part generally should take into consideration, as well as it interlinked the concept of development and sustainability. As all of we know, the significance of the present, government system or administrative system regarding the maintenance of sustainability. The development that having the minimum impact on the pollution as well as other environment and legislative issues. So I don't take much time. Keeping in mind, I have been entrusted the responsibility of sorting out the best participant award of this workshop. And finally, through my personal witness, I arrived at the sorting out of two best participants in this national workshop, and with the permission of House and august audience, I am going to declare the name of these two best, participants. First one is Kunjalata Brahma Bhattari, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, LCB College, Guwahati. And second one, Bhavna Singh, Research Scholar, Department of History, Patna University, Bihar. I offer my sincere thanks on behalf of this National Workshop Organizing Committee to both the participants, and I wish their grand success in future days to come. Thank you very much. Over to Vikandas. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor P.K. Nath, sir, for helping us in this way. We hope in future also you will be with us for doing some academic and socio-cultural works for the upliftment of the community at large. Once again, thank you, Professor P.K. Nath, sir. Now, may I request our honored chief guest, Professor Ramesh Chandra Bharapatra Gohai, sir, who was a former Advocate General of the Government of Assam, now working as a senior advocate in Guwahati High Court, to say a few words on this occasion. Over to Ramesh Chandra Bharapatra Gohai, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Das. I congratulate the institutions and also the persons who are the backbone for completing this course with success. And I have also observed the observations of the learned participants and also different discussions. And I'm deeply impressed with that. Only because of the initiative of the organizers, this program become very active, very vital, and very innovative as well. The issue of good governance is a very serious issue in a modern day, when everywhere there is corruption, everywhere there is misuse of power, wrong exercise of power, and neglecting human rights and human values in our society. One of the participants in her observation was very rightly said about the corporate governance. We know that the Indian Companies Act has been, original Indian Companies Act have been repealed, and the new Companies Act that has come into being, where the corporate social responsibility, new concept has been inducted into as an obligation to those corporate sectors for the development or all perspective development of the people belonging to that particular area. Then there are also other actors, the local influential personalities. They are also playing a pivotal role in the modern governance. And as I mentioned earlier, yesterday when I was deliberating upon regarding the Swaraj, self-rule, Panchayati Raj system, three-tier government, as the case may be. So it is a very nice thing that we could at least sensitize our young generation of the learned teachers who are having the leadership in our modern day society. The main objective of in-service training in three disciplines, the academic disciplines, as we know, the refresher courses and orientation courses and other similar courses that are continuously conducted in different institutions of human development programs of different universities and institutions. Second is the administrative. That administrative in-service training is also very important for the implementing agencies, how to understand the new dimension, looking to the hopes, aspiration, need of society, and how to negotiate with these issues. That is also important. And on these two disciplines, I had the opportunity, and I'm fortunate enough to be associated with those courses in the academic as well as the administrative domain for about 39 years. And I have been also learning much things because of the learned participants. because they come also with new ideas. And especially in the academic world, our main emphasis, and we are addicted mostly towards the hindsight overviews or hindsight observations. But today the time has come as we are modernizing, updating all our systems and methods, and we have gone to e-governance. And in that particular context, I personally believe that in the academia, especially in the academic world, if we move forward for foresightedness, that will give us innovativeness, creations, and that will definitely help in updating our culture, updating our system, updating our method to commensurate to the need, requirement, aspiration of our society. Same is the case in the judicial officers, right from the lower judiciary to the highest judiciary. Judicial academies are established, and there learned people from different disciplines who are renowned jurists and also learned judges or academy. They are invited there just to motivate the innovativeness and the sense of justice, and also the real understanding of the constitution and the laws. The trainings are there. So this is an updating, modernizing process through which these objective of the in-service training programs that help very well. And in the judicial system, one very important act that is applicable and that should be available at everybody's hand is that the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987, because primary concern of a good governance is just to percolate down the benefits, whether of sustainability or the development to the grassroots people. And the gap between haves and have-nots are increasing in a geometrical progression in our country. The basic missing point is that we are to be sensitized. We are to be sensitized in such a way that we can bridge the gap through our innovative ideas and innovative experiences, as the case may be. In the ADR mechanism in the judicial system, even if it is not directly, but then indirectly also it is it is related to the good governance. The ADR mechanism, that Section 89 of the Civil Procedure Code, it provides for extra legal resolution mechanisms. Say, for example, in ADR mechanism, we have the process for conciliation, we have process for the mediation, conciliation, arbitration. These are very simple methods. And if we take resort to this simple method, the adversary litigation process can be replaced by the new one, where consumption of time, consumption of money, that will not be much. That will bear not much. Then in the Section 12, I make an appeal to all the learned participants to note it down. Section 12 of the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. There are certain categories of citizens. Say, for example, women and children, people belonging to the reserved categories of people, scheduled tribe, people affected with the just, people affected with violence, and people who organize, or the people or the citizens who have got mental illness, not the unsoundness of mind, but the mental illness. In that particular context, very recently in 2017, the Parliament of India has enacted the Mental Health Care Act 2017. There, how to provide the mental help or the mental that act is also there, and that way then say for example minimum standard, which is known as the below poverty line people. So below poverty line people are also getting benefits. So if as a leader of a society, as a teacher or academician, if we just help them to come to the service seeker can be brought to the poorhouse office of the district legal services authorities or state legal services authorities, then definitely I think those benefits that will populate down to those people. And I think this is also important component of good governance. And sustainability and development, it will have to be balanced. A number of judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court, it speaks about that maintain the balance between sustainability and development. We want development, but then absolute development will imbalance the sustainability and also life. That is why how to make a balance between them, it is the responsibility of each and every citizen of the country, including the constitutional institutions, as the case may be. So from that perspective, what I think is that this program, which has been continued for a week, I think much benefit has come out, and the learned participants will definitely undertake this as a mission for future activities, not only the academic field, but in just social, economic, political life of the country. Then the good governance will have a strong foundation in our country. Thank you very much to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak before the learned participants and also the learned chief guests who have already given comment on that. And thank you very much.
Dr. Pranita Vaishya, ma'am, please switch off your mic. Dr. Pranita Vaishya, madam. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your these valuable lectures. You have enlightened us with your these views regarding corporate governance and so on and so forth. So
yes,
we also need your cooperation in near future for organizing such kind of academic, socio-cultural activities for the upgradation of the community at large. Once again, thank you so much, sir.
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Now, may I request Professor K.C. Das, HOD in the Department of Political Science, Assam University Difu campus, to speak few words on this occasion. Thank you. Professor K.C. Das, sir.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Actually, good afternoon and many congratulations to Dr. Deepan Das because all on a sudden at 2:15 o'clock, he has requested me to just appear before the concluding session of the workshop, 7 days workshop. Though I have learned that there is a workshop for 7 days, but I could not attend the workshop because of some preoccupations, because we also organized one national seminar on the tribal politics in Northeast India, issues, challenges, and changing trends. So because I was one of the organizers, thank you, sir. I have learned from the resource persons and eminent persons, chief guests, valuable notes, and that actually within a short span of time I have learned a lot of things. And the topic that is governance and development, the sustainability and ethnicity. So actually, sir, the topic is very much related to my thinking. Means I am thinking for a long time about the problems and prospect of governance, good governance and governability in India. So I'm thinking, and then even I have studied for some time also how to proceed. Now, because the present day governance in our country, not only in regards to development or sustainability, ethnicity, in every aspect of our life, in the political history of our life, now we do find that are we going to develop our governance? Are we going going towards good governance? How to make the aspirations of our people to a great extent that to fulfill the aspirations of the statesmen or the government, that there will be a e-governance or digital governance. Now we find that few eminent persons, they spoke that there are massive corrupt practices, corruptions. I said not only corruptions, and now corruptions have been legalized from my point of view. Now there is no ethics in politics. Now we find that there is no transparency, no decentralization. Everything has been centralized. Then no, actually maximum participation of the citizens. That is one of the most important point of good governance. Now we did find that why is the maximum participation? What is the rule of law? Some questions are there in my mind. Means these are the questions of the common people also. Always we used to discuss on those issues, that is there any protection of fundamental rights, or can the citizens, they freely and easily exercise their fundamental rights? Can we do so? Can we find that development in all respects without corruptions? Can we find that protection of rights, liberty and property of the citizens? Can we find the incident of Manipur and the incident of Northeast? And in recent, not recent, from 2011 onwards, we did find in Bengal, West Bengal. What did we find? Pre-poll violence and post-poll violence, and the whole of the year. Can we find the protection of rights, liberties and properties of the citizens? An integrated administrative system, where do we find? I've learned that corporate governance, that we some few speakers, they told the participants, they expressed their views. So, sir, we should be responsive, we should be accountable, we should be actually, if there is no responsiveness, no accountability of the governments, of the statesmen, and then how can we expect of the good governance? If there is no good governance, then how can we expect of development in every aspect of our life, in every field? So the topic is very, very relevant and very important for every citizen. We should have much more discussions on these things, about governance, good governance and governability, and how it is actually related to the development, how it is affecting the development. Actually, in paper, we do find that we are developing in all aspects. Our GDP is growing day by day. Is it really doing so? So there's a question mark. There's a question mark. The where? Actually, we do find that politics and religion, politics and ethics, that should be separated. Now we just find that that has already been actually merged, clubbed together.
Sir, please switch on your mic.
Decline. This theory has been declined. So we should be careful that if religion and politics, ethics and politics, that club together, then our governance, our good governance, that will affect, and our development will be affected, and the aspirations of a few people will be fulfilled. So with these few words, I congratulate the organizers, and I congratulate the organizers and the Center for Ethnic Studies and Research, and KK Hendik Open State University, and the Golaghat Commerce College Authority. I congratulate and I am thankful to the authority of the R.G. Barua College for organizing such a seminar, and the eminent persons who have delivered their valuable speech. And finally, last not the least, the participants, without whom we cannot think of a success of such kind of workshops. So for 7 days workshop, which has come out as successful, And we hope that in future, actually offline mode of such kind of event may be organized, which will be more and more effective and fruitful one. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor K.C. Das, sir, for giving us your valuable time and for sharing your opinion on this occasion. Once again, thank you so much. So thank you, our chairperson, sir, of this organizing committee, Dr. Anil Sekia, sir, for giving us the consent to organize this program, 7 days long workshop on governance and development. Thank you all the resource persons, our organizing committee members, coordinator Dr. Yogesh Das, sir, Joint Coordinator Bhaskar Kakoti, sir, our honorable member Josna Hadurga, madam, and dear participants. All of your suggestions, all of your participations makes this program a grand success. So once again, thank you all. Now may I request our coordinator, Dr. Yogesh Das, sir, to offer vote of thanks. Over to Dr. Yogesh Das, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Dipendra, sir. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. Honorable Chairperson, sir, distinguished guests, honorable speakers, and all the esteemed participants. We are very much thankful to Chairperson Dr. Anil Sekia, sir, and all Program Advisory Committee members. Words are not enough to thank their constant guidance and support to shape the workshop. We are also thankful to the director of ICSSR, NESC, again for their constant guidance, support to shape the workshop. A special thanks to our chief guest, Ramesh Chandra Bapatra, sir, guest R.K. Satpathy, sir, and other invited guests for the valedictory session to accept our invitation and for being here with us today. Your thoughts have truly inspired us. I, on behalf of organizing committee, convey deep regards and hearty thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor of Krishnakant Handek State Open University, Khanapara, Guwahati. I am also thankful to the Register of Krishnakant Handek State Open University, Khanapara, Guwahati. They help us in obtaining the necessary administrative approval for organizing the event. They also supported in all possible manner to organize this 7-day-long workshop. My sincere thanks to Dr. Utpal Somosa, Principal of Golaghat Commerce College, and the entire family of Golaghat Commerce College for their constant support, put in a lot of effort, making the effort successful one. I like to express my sincere thanks to all resource persons accepting our request to take part in the workshop. Here, we would like to put on record our appreciation for their continuous support and delightful lectures. Last but not least, a wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made the event a memorable one. Finally, I'd like to thank all of you present here for making the time to be with us today and helping us make this event again success. Thank you, one. Thanks to all. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to all, especially Dr. Dipendra sir, Organizing Secretary, Center for Ethnic Studies and Research, Guwahati, Dr. Anil Sekia sir, Bhaskar Kakoti sir, and all those who have made this event possible. Thank you. Once again, thank you all. Thank you.
Dr. Zogesh, sir, you may have missed our respected Josna Hadurga madam's name, who has done a lot for preparing this reporter's report and taking the pain of this moderation of this inaugural session also. On behalf of our organizing committee, we are also offering our sincere thanks and gratitude to Josna Hadurga madam and also Dr. Yogesh Das sir. So thank you all. Now with this, the session is over. Now I'd like to request Dr. Yogesh Das sir to stop the recording.
Thank you to all participants and